Hello, how too far? No, still not right. Hello, hi guys, how's it going? Oh, that's not, let's try one more time. I've got a slidey chair now. Oh, perfect. Hi guys, I hope well, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Blakemore. I teach travel and sometimes triumph. This is going to be a teach video. I'm going to be talking about my first week back. Here in the UAE, you usually have a few days to set up your class. Those days are full of CPD, continual professional development, and during those times you do a lot of learning and get a chance to set up your class. Now, the reason I'm talking to you guys is because I usually film a week in the life of a teacher, and I started the video and I'll show that footage now. But to be completely honest with you guys, that was the only bit of footage that I filmed throughout the week because the week went super quick and I'm feeling a little bit of imposter syndrome. Now, I know I've spoken about imposter syndrome on a previous video, but this week's been quite difficult. It's been quite difficult for a range of different reasons. Number one, I had in my head what my classroom was going to look like, and it doesn't look like that, and we'll come to that in a second. And number two, there's been lots of changes and lots of different things coming across. It's been a tiring week in some ways with lots of different bits of learning and things to start to understand to try and make things as safe as possible for the children coming back. I love these wheelie chairs. Right, I'm back in school, if you're wondering where I am. Obviously I've got little chairs behind me. This is my first time back in school since March. If things look a little bit weird, it's because I'm not filming on my camera, I'm filming on my phone because it makes life a little bit easier. I might bring my camera in one day. However, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've been completely anxious about starting back at school. Things are gonna be slightly different. If I show you my classroom at the moment, there we go, there's a quick tour. Things are very different. I've got to try and sort things out. I've got a few days. Today is Monday. I've got until Wednesday to sort my classroom out, sort displays, sort out seat arrangements, lots of different bits of planning and things like that. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, at times I'm guilty of promoting teaching as a perfect profession where things are straightforward. There are weeks where there are challenges, and this week has been one. Now, my classroom doesn't look anything like I had it in my head. Now, to be completely honest with you, none of the backgrounds are Hessian backgrounds. I wanted them to be, but an order didn't turn up, and two, Hessian's really expensive in Dubai, so I couldn't bring it over from the UK. And to be honest with you, some of the things that are on my display are laminated because I laminated them before. In addition to that, I've cut things out and not laminated them, and they're not printed onto card. And to be completely honest with you, that's okay. My classroom doesn't look the way I wanted it to. However, I've tried my best to make it as creative and inviting as possible. To be honest with you, I've not focused too much on my creativity and displays. My number one concern this year is the children's safety and making sure that they come to an environment that is going to really be comforting for them. And to be honest, that's been the number one focus. So I've needed to read lots of protocols about how to promote safety within the classroom. My class is actually set up in rows. I will do a classroom tour if you guys want to see that. If you do, feel free to like it, and then that way I always know whether you want to see that sort of content. I'll do a classroom tour at some point, but you'll see my classroom is set out in rows, and it does look very bare because I've been told I can't have any concrete manipulatives, things like counters and lots of different things. I can't have lots of storage for the children's atlases and dictionaries. Those things aren't around in my classroom, and I've had to remove them. So to be honest, I've spent a lot of time taking those things out and organising them in my teacher cupboard because the children need to bring those things in themselves. So that's change number one, but again, it's all about trying to make sure the safety is the main concern. Concern number two and priority number two is well-being, not just well-being for myself, but well-being for the children. The children haven't been in school since March. Now, it might be that we go back to school and actually things are completely fine, in which case, great, we can focus on the learning, which would be point number three. But since children haven't been back to school since March, there is a concern that children might not show it, but will be struggling with social skills and other things like that. The children will come in and they are sat in their place for quite a long time during the day, because there can't be too much movement around the school because of obviously spreading the virus and things like that. I'm going to be wearing a mask, so again that'll be very different for the children because they won't get to see my face, so we've got to try and think of solutions there. And it's going to be more of a year of solving problems and trying to make sure we are as innovative as possible to make sure that children have a comforting experience and that learning still happens while their well-being is catered for. So yeah, this week has been a very different week in the life of a primary school teacher. It's not been a week with the children, but it's been quite stressful in some ways too. My classroom doesn't look like I had it in my head, and I guess the point for this video is that's okay. I know if this video helps one person out there realise that we are still in a pandemic and things don't need to be Instagram perfect, then that's my job done, because I've had to try and think about that myself. So yeah, I will be creating future videos such as Weekly Life of a Teacher, showing you what my classroom and classroom practice is like, and I will also be making other things too, like a bit of a classroom tour perhaps, if you're interested in seeing that. If you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe so that you can see that future content when it comes out. And yeah, I'm out.